Hello, my sweet summer children. I can't even front. While I liked American Horror Story 1984 episode 6, I expected more from the 100th episode of American Horror Story. Like, I expected to be scalped. I was like lightly snatched, and we're gonna crack right into the juice. I know it takes me a while to get these breakdowns out because I like to watch the episode a few times. And when I say a few times, I mean like a lot of times. And I'm currently editing this huge Valyria video and also the Witches of Westeros series. And my allergies are just kicking my ass every day. I bought a house and I got a dog. Look at this fucking dog. Look at my Yuki bear. Look at her. Come here, Yukes. Shit. Look at my Yuki bear. So distracting, I know. I have a job too, so there's also that. But I thought, what about doing an initial live stream directly after the episode and then doing my detailed breakdown video on Sundays like normal? I don't know. Tell me what you think in the comments below. Should we do a live stream after the episode so we can chitty chat? But bitch! American Horror Story 1984 did give us the juice, and the 100th episode is likely a huge setup for everything that's going to come. When the show opens up, it's 1985, and we are at the Hollywood premiere Motel. So this motel is a real motel on Hollywood Boulevard, and y'all, the reviews are so bad. Oh my god. It's got like a 1 star on TripAdvisor, 1 star on Yelp, and the reviews had me cackling. Bed bugs, trash motel, bloodstained sheets, the ceiling is falling. Shorty on Yelp posted pictures of bed bug bites from the motel. Like, this motel is real life Raggedy the House. How do I even like look up this stuff? I don't know, but like, just don't stay there for real, okay? But anyway, so the Night Stalker and Jingles are at this hotel. The Night Stalker wants to kill this lady that has come to tell him to turn the music down, but Mr. Jingles is tired. He doesn't allow the Night Stalker to kill the woman. The bromance of Mr. Jingles and the Night Stalker seems to be fracturing. Mr. Jingles is not cut out for this shit. He can't deal with all this killing, but he's kind of stuck in this situation because he owes Satan. Now, a few kills later, they end up at a store. Mr. Jingles has the most ridiculous, I said the most ridiculous comb over I have ever seen in my life. Like, why even bother combing that piece of hair over, sir? Like, why? But anyway, Mr. Jingles is in the car. The Night Stalker goes in the store. Mr. Jingles changes the music to I Can't Fight This Feeling Anymore. And he like starts to break down. He gets out of the car and the Night Stalker is on the front page of the newspaper. And Mr. Jingles straight up dry snitches on the Night Stalker. He hands the paper to some ladies that are standing in front of the stores. What follows is almost exactly how the Night Stalker was apprehended in real life. After noticing a group of elderly Mexican women fearfully identifying him as El Matador, or the killer, Ramirez saw his face on the front pages of the newspaper rack and fled the store in a panic. After running across the Santa Ana freeway, he attempted to carjack a woman but was chased away by bystanders who pursued him. After hopping over several fences and attempting 2 more carjackings, he was eventually subdued by a group of residents, one of whom had struck him over the head with a metal bar in the pursuit. The group held Ramirez down and relentlessly beat him until the police arrived and took him into custody. So that part was canon as fuck. And in real life, after they beat him and held him down while waiting for the cops to come, they had a whole fucking block party with DJs and shit celebrating whooping his ass and carrying him off to jail. I mean, that's like some next level shit. But anyway, Mr. Jingles rides by, sipping on his can of soda like Kermit with the tea, unbothered. Back at Camp Redwood, it's 1989, and there's this duck photographer camping there. He's walking around the camp, and interestingly, Brooke has become the new Mr. Jingles. the fake ass boogeyman of Camp Redwood. The cabin reads, Brooke wants your blood. So she's taken Mr. Jingle's place as the new urban legend of Camp Redwood. That's just what it seems like to me. So down at the dock, Montana is chillaxing in the sun. Montana kills the duck goose guy, and boom, the camp counselors from 1970 pop up. At least the 3 that were killed in the very beginning of the season. And they're like, ew, aren't you tired of this yet? They're clearly over it. Like, they don't want anything to do with this. They actually look really miserable. So Xavier comes in and looks like Xavier and Montana are a couple now. That's kind of spicy. I like it. But then, oh my God, like this kind of sent me right here. We cut to an episode of Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, which was a real TV show that lasted from 84 to 95. And guess who they are doing a story on? Margaret Booth. Margaret is a mega rich real estate agent that buys up creepy properties and turns them into like cash cows. So she bought John Gacy's house, Briarcliff. You know Briarcliff from AHS Asylum, Winchester Mystery House, Spawn Ranch, but how she'd have snatched up King Dingaling. And they are married. So Trevor is on coke and Margaret is trying to do weird shit at John Gacy's house. But Margaret for sure killed her husband to inherit his money. Like, he had an untimely death, air quotes. And I just believe that Margaret killed her husband. But Trevor and Margaret, they get into an argument, and then we see a flashback where Trevor blackmailed her and Margaret blackmailed him right back and was like, well, you gotta marry me, because if you marry me, you can't testify against me, or they can't make you testify against me. Whatever it is, there is something about Margaret that turns Trevor on. I don't know. I guess he did win that bet with himself that he would bang her. But I lost respect for him because he knows that Brooke is taking the fall for Margaret and he stays quiet for money. Margaret also says something that's very interesting. The voices, the darkness still whispers. We've heard these whispering voices throughout the season, so I'm wondering if Satan is like the George Orwell 1984 connection. Like, is Satan the big brother? Is Satan even the one that is doing all these things, like bringing people back and releasing people from jail? Or is it some group or government entity? So we would just keep watching to find out, I guess. So Courtney, Margaret's assistant, interrupts their hate sex and says that Brooke has lost her last appeal. This kind of seems far-fetched to me. Like, in 5 years, she's had a murder trial, been convicted, and exhausted all appeals and is to be executed, all while maintaining her innocence. I don't know. I think that's a little too fast. But anyway, Brooke arrives at San Quentin's death row, and the Night Stalker is there. They exchange words. I didn't think that men and women were housed together in prison. Maybe it's different for if you're on death row, but I just feel like they wouldn't be housed together. I don't know. Back at Camp Redwood, Ray and Montana fuss, and Xavier's there. They're all arguing, kind of like. Ray doesn't want them to keep killing people. He thinks that they shouldn't be acting this way. And he makes a good point about not knowing what it is that's keeping them there. Like, what is it? Is it just another dark place like Hotel Cortez or Murder House? Or is there more to it? Anyway, Montana finds the newspaper about Brookes' execution. It looks like Ray is going to try to intervene and try to help Brooke by telling this woman the truth, and Xavier kills the woman. And Ray storms off pissed. He's pissed with them. He's through with them. So the Night Stalker tries to recruit Brooke for Satan, but she ain't having that shit. She wants no parts of it. Margaret and Courtney are talking about the business. He thinks they should sell because some of their deals on properties have been falling through. And Margaret doesn't want to sell because she's the demon baby spawn of Satan. But Trevor comes in with a gift. Murders have returned to Camp Redwood. And Margaret has decided that this is good news because she's fucking crazy. In Alaska, Mr. Jingles has a new life, a wife and a baby. He's working at a movie store. Life is going good for him. I'm kind of happy for Mr. Jingles. But Mr. Jingles was brought back to life by Satan. So his baby is probably like evil or demonic or something. So Margaret and Trevor are back at Camp Redwood. It's media day or something like that for their new music festival. I'm going to tell you one thing. Fire Festival ain't gonna have shit on Camp Redwood's music festival. Do you hear me? On Halloween, Camp Redwood is gonna have an all-star lineup music festival. And in the bushes, Chet is waiting with a butcher knife. Chet wants to kill Margaret, which I don't blame him, but Montana stops him because she wants the festival to come so she can turn Camp Redwood into a hunting ground. Mr. Jingles ends up seeing that the Camp Redwood is reopening and having this music festival. He sees it on TV, and the Night Stalker sees it when his girlfriend brings him a flyer to jail. This is a real life callback to the Night Stalker's canon. Let's talk about this right quick. Like, let me just say something real quick. Women that write letters and get involved with serial killers are weird. Y'all are weird. The Night Stalker literally had women fighting each other to be able to visit him. He had thousands of fangirls and even went so far as to marry one of them, some broad named Doreen, okay? It's even said that one of the jurors that saw all the evidence of the things that he did that found him guilty was sending him love letters. Y'all are weird. The Night Stalker is in his cell. Brooke is on her way to her execution. The Night Stalker says, "It's your last chance, baby girl." And she's like, fuck off. But the Night Stalker is contacting Satan to try to get him out of jail. And Brooke's last words are aimed at Margaret, and she spits at her. Margaret is a sick bitch. Not only do you frame Brooke, you come to her execution. That is so sick and twisted. Like, she is one of the worst villains ever on American Horror Story. But while Brookes' execution is going on, the Night Stalker and Satan are plotting his escape. In Alaska, someone has killed Mr. Jingles' wife and left his baby with a sign that says Satan will have his vengeance, which is basically saying Jingles is fucked for not keeping his end of the bargain. But who killed Mr. Jingles' wife? Because it wasn't the Night Stalker, because the Night Stalker's still in jail at this point. But anyway, back at the jail, Brooke is not dead because, bitch, Nurse Rita, really crazy Donna, has came through. The same woman in 1984 that couldn't take a pulse or a blood pressure to figure out that the hiker wasn't even a living person has managed to carry out a fake execution with injections and some more shit. Props to you, Rita. Like, I knew Rita was gonna come through. I knew Rita was gonna be that thorn in Margaret's side. Guess what, Margaret? Rita, really Donna, is coming for you. It looks like everyone is converging on to Camp Redwood for this Halloween music festival. But because it's on Halloween, almost any ghost from anywhere can come to Camp Redwood. Well, at least that's how it was in previous seasons. But I am very excited to see this showdown. Everyone should be on the same page and be trying to kill Margaret. Get her. Get her. I want her dead. The next episode is called The Lady in White, and I just cannot wait to see what goes down. I think the next episode is going to be lit. It's going to be wild, but what do you think? As always, thanks for watching, and thanks to everyone that supports me on Patreon. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Please click that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and join the Sweet Summer family. Okay, my sweet summer children, have a good day.